Okay, PlayStation just made a move nobody expected. Marathon is officially back on the table, people. The months of silence, questions, and doubts. This isn't a remake revive. This isn't nostalgia bait. This is Sony reconsidering a risky live service bet at a time when that model is under the most fire it's ever been in gaming history. So is Marathon PlayStation's bold comeback play or another live service gamble that can't afford to miss on? Because bringing this game back right now, that's a statement.
Are you ready to take?
Okay, Marathon coming back isn't happening in a vacuum. Sony has already pulled back multiple live service projects. Budgets are tighter, expectations are higher, and players are
Yeah.
far less forgiving than they were a few years ago. Putting Marathon back on the table suggests one of two things. Either PlayStation sees something special here, or they need this game to work. Which one are you gonna go with? Extraction shooters live and die by balance, community trust, long-term support, and right now that genre is brutal. Players have opinion, they leave fast, and bad launches don't get second chances. At the same time, Bungie's pedigree still matters. Sony didn't buy Bungie for nothing, and Marathon could be the test case for whether PlayStation actually understands live service space or is still learning the hard way. So this isn't just about Marathon. It's about whether PlayStation can prove it knows how to build modern multiplayer hits without burning goodwill along the way.
Yeah, I don't have the utmost faith in Marathon and or Bungie. The Bungie is back on the table and has a release slate. It's going to launch in March of 26. The price of $40 hairs.
Oh, okay. $40.
Yeah, I believe that was always the plan. I do have notes saying that after delays, the art theft controversy, poor early impressions is what made them pull out the table because there was a lot of shit going on. Like there was huge poor reception. But Bungie's strategy was to lower the price to reduce risk and re-enter the conversation. I could, as far as I remember, this was always going to be a $40 thing, just like Arc Raiders. But I remember reading reports and hearing that the devs and the higher ups had huge disagreements. The devs didn't want to make it online only. They wanted to add a single player story to it and some co-op so that way more people can get into it and enjoy it. They feel that going this approach, it is unsustainable. Going into a market filled with so much competition and their goodwill is kind of eroded from all the issues and whatnot they've gone on with Destiny 1, 2, and later controversy, especially with the DLCs. So yeah, and I didn't expect it to come back so soon. They had already missed their September launch window, and they said it was pulled and delayed indefinitely, but can't be now if it's coming back. As far as I know, it's still going to be an extraction shooter, which I don't know why they pivoted towards that. If I remember correctly, the early concepts were to be a form of a hero shooter, which probably would have done a little bit better. You entering the market now with the successes of Arc Raider, you still have Escape from Tarkov, still clearing up the market. Fortnite is as big as it ever has. You have tons of competition, and a lot of people are saying, hey, for this to succeed or to even have a chance, it needs to be free to play. $40, that's a high barrier of entry, and someone may not like and or enjoy it. It had problems with no proximity chat, online instability, but apparently they say they've worked all that kinks out and they're ready to go for launch. Majority of the leadership at Bungie has left. They've taken Sony's money and dipped out. The remaining leadership staff, the little bit that is there, needs a real reality check. Sony has been poaching a lot of Bungie staff and integrating them into more of PlayStation Studios, to help out where needed and fix this live service catastrophe that they got themselves into. Hell, even some devs said to not make it first person, make it third. First person market / first person shooter is overly saturated. It really is. And I don't, it's probably for another day, but I really don't understand the premise of always making something first person. Me, I think it's a lazy design choice, but we'll get into that later. All around, I have no skin in the game. I'm not interested in this. I wasn't interested in it. Now, I can say this with my cousin forcing me to get into Arc Raiders and playing that, I can somewhat take a look into this as it comes out because I do believe you can squad up to do this, and I believe it has the same premise. You go in, you get loot, you extract, that's yours, but I don't believe if you go back in with said loot, you lose it if you die, you just lose the loot you grab. I think that's their premise on it. As opposed to Arc Raiders, you go in with your own custom shit, you get popped, you lost it. We'll have to see. But other than that, I really ain't got much for this. You got anything else? This I was
Yeah.
gonna say this T, but I said that about Arc Raiders, and now we're playing that. So yeah.
Wait. What you say? Say it again.
I was gonna say this type of game isn't our cup of tea, but I said that we're Arc Raiders, and now we're playing that. So
Oh.
I was like, I'll just
Well,
hold off on that and let's
uh,
see how it plays out.
let me correct something my cousin said. I didn't force this game on him. The community forced this game onto us, okay? Because when we put up our Arc Raiders
Ooh,
video, we got so many comments like, hey, no, this is this, you can do this. And to those comments, they were right. It's not as punishable as it sounds about losing loot. Anytime you hear about losing loot, you instantly get hesitant. You like, ah. But listen, let me just say this for Marathon. We'll never be interested in this. And there's a big difference between Arc Raiders and Marathon, and that is Arc Raiders is third person. I'm not about to play this first person extraction game. No. I
hmm
listen, even if it's good, I am first
we're very
person
firm on third
shooters.
person games.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, some games we play are first person, but an extraction shooter, me personally, it's gonna have to be in third person. So Marathon is already gonna be scratched. Like my cousin said, this game is not for us. We probably won't play it. I will report on it. Report any things that come about. The release and all that. But personally, this game is not for me. I am not about to play a first person extractor. I'm just gonna say it's gonna set me up to fail. It's just not okay. Sorry, I'm just not that type of player. But listen, I hope the best for Marathon. I want
Why
nothing
you
but
giggle like that?
no, because I kind of shitted on it. Then like it's not that I don't want Marathon to be a success, because Bungie really needs a little pick me up. They going through some shit with Destiny. A lot of people that's still under the Bungie is in some really questionable situations about Destiny's numbers, sales. Sony is putting a lot of pressure because they spent all this money. It was a reactionary purchase. They should have never bought them, because people at Bungie just took it and ran. Okay, the smart people. But hope the best for Marathon. Bungie really needs a win, so hopefully this delay brought a lot of corrections, because I believe there was a beta and a lot of people shitted on it because they was like no proximity chat. Like there's already a standard in extraction shooters. So when you don't even meet that basic standards, what do you expect? So I remember seeing that like, oh, the game feels empty and all this. So I say all that to say, hopefully they got this shit together. Hopefully they have a good launch. And like my cousin said with Arc Raiders, let's see if Marathon can still be relevant or around in 12 months. Cause extraction shooters, like I stated before, hey, you got one shot and you bet not miss, because there's no guarantee you can come back to the table, especially with Sony really looking at how much money you're generating right now. Bungie could be on its final chapter, honestly, if shit don't really pan out for them. So I hope them nothing but the best. And whoever this game is for, I hope you have a great experience, especially if you're excited for this. And we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, this game is not for us. I'm not going to pressure my cousin into buying it. And even if he tries to pressure me, the answer is going to be no. But let me let me ask a question for the viewers. Is Marathon PlayStation's smartest live service bet, or another risk they should walk away from now before it really costs them later on? And that is a very damning question, especially when you think about how prestige Bungie once was and how it came to be. This is really a fall from grace. But let us know in the comments below how you feel, and if you are excited, if a first person extraction game is for you. Let us know in the comments how this stack up to other first party extraction games that you probably are playing now. Are you gonna give this a try, or are you like me? Is this game just not for you? You need third person, and that's just how it is. Let us know in the comments below.
And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, Are You Not Entertained?